Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Relationship Communications Weekly Live. I'm Lisa DeToffel, your host, and today we're going to talk about connections and why they're important. We'll dive into that in just a few moments, but Relationship Connections is a tactical and practical show that we do every week at the same time, every Friday morning at 10 a.m. So go ahead and put that on your calendar so that you can be sure to join us. Every Friday morning at 10 a.m., Relationship Communications comes to you live. We always have a specific topic that we talk about. Today's topic is going to be connections and why they're important. We are sponsored by Tiger Eye Solution. In Tiger Eye Solution, we work with speakers, coaches, and solo professionals to help them grow their business so they can enjoy being the CEO of their business and do what they love to do within their business. We do this virtually and in our online communities. So before we dive any deeper and go into our topic, I would like to tell you a little bit about myself. I know some of you are new to our community, so I want to welcome you. Also, if you are not a part of our Facebook group, Relationship Communications, go on over to Facebook, put that in the search bar, Relationship Communications, and the Facebook group will come up. It's got a banner at the top with my photo on it. We welcome you to become part of our group. It's a free group to be a part of. We are active in there on a regular basis, and we would love for you to be a part of it. If you're coming to us from YouTube, please go ahead and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you will be notified every time that we do go live. So welcome to this week's weekly live. So I am going to introduce myself. This was me about almost 5 years ago, as I was a preschool teacher in the classroom. I had that profession. I was a teacher for over 25 years. And don't get me wrong, I loved being in the classroom with the kids. I really did. However, I just knew there was something more out there for me. So as I was teaching those children, building those relationships in that classroom with each individual child, I now do that in my business, build individual relationships. And we're going to get to that in just a few moments, those connections, if you will. So as I was in the classroom, as I said, I did build relationships with each individual child because each child learns differently, right? And I was part of the beginning stages of their education journey. Well, that also applies to my business today. In the very beginning, of course, I started building relationships. Of course, it's almost been, it'll be almost 5 years that I've had my business, and I'm still building relationships, meeting new people, building those one-on-one relationships, having those one-on-one conversations. We're going to dive a little deeper into that in a few minutes of why all that is important. But as I was building those connections, those relationships with those children and helping them start their education journey, I now build relationships with other professionals, help them grow their business by working together, or we can become power partners as well and just support each other, right? So relationship building is very important. So of course, in 2018 is when I started my business, Tiger Eye Solution. There was some training involved in the very beginning, and I am now a certified virtual expert in my area of specialization. That is when and how Tiger Eye Solution was born back in 2018. Relationship building is my area of specialization. Relationship management, follow-up, all that kind of is very important. And it doesn't matter what type of business you have. It's important. It may look a little different for each individual business and business owner, but it's all important for everybody to do for sure. And then I wanted to build a team to offer more services and be of more assistance to professionals. So in 2021, I built a team for Tiger Eye Solution. We currently have 10 virtual assistants on the Tiger Eye Solution team. So we can help you in many different areas. If you like to learn more about Tiger Eye Solution and the things that we offer, please reach out. I'll be happy to have a conversation with you. And then this is my why. This is why I actually started my business. This is why I get up and do everything that I do every single day. This is my family. As you can see, the picture has changed a little bit. Of course, there is the 6 of us, my husband, Jeff, my 3 children, Caleb, Matthew, and Alyssa, and Caleb's wife, Abby. However, Caleb and Abby are now parents to these beautiful little twins, JP and Hattie. So back in January, JP and Hattie joined our family. So I am a nanny now. That's what I'm going to be called, nanny, to these sweet, precious little babies. And actually, they'll be a month old tomorrow. So awesome. But this is my why I get up and do what I do every day. Of course, there's been some goals. There's been some tweaks, different changes, over the years. And of course, that happened again in January of this year. Different tweaks and different changes. But this is the reason, right? I'm a grandmother now. So, of course, I'm going to create and carve out time to spend with those grandbabies, right? So I'm sure everyone has their why. This is my why. So let's dive in to our topic today. Let me get my notes here. Hold on just a second. There we go. So why is connections important? Why is making connections so important? Oh my gosh, I could probably talk about this all day long. However, I will not. But this is a very important topic as well. But we've heard it, all before. It's all about who you know. But what does that really mean, right? Like I shared, I've been in business for almost 5 years now. And there's been numerous relationships built. I've met so many people, right, through my networking efforts and continuing to follow up and reconnect, and learn, what's new with them and their business. Because, we all evolve and we all change. Our businesses change. So, it is important to continuously stay connected with those that you have met, over whatever period of time you have had your business. Some of you may have been in business for years. Some of you may just be starting out, whatever the case is for you. But it's all about who you know. And let's talk about a little bit what that means. So networking is a learned skill, okay? To build a network is to form the connections you may need in the future to support your business or your career. And this process takes time, right? Like I said in the very beginning, did I have the network that I have today? Absolutely not. Because I was just getting started. I was just starting to meet new people. Yes, I have had a few communities that I was a part of. So I had those connections with the people that I had met through those communities, virtual assistant communities, that is, since my business is a virtual assistant business. So I had 2 to 3 different virtual assistant communities that I was a part of in the very beginning. So to say I started out from scratch when I first started, it's a little bit of an understatement. But because I did start out with a training program and became a part of a very large virtual assistant community by going through that training program, and even since then, I've joined other virtual assistant communities as well. And so I built my network from the get-go. Okay. However, yes, I'm still a part and have, connections in those virtual assistant communities that I was a part of in the very beginning. And that will always be. However, I have moved into other networking communities and started having one-on-one conversations to build my own network for my business. And I follow up on a very regular basis. If you follow me on social media, you'll see that Follow Up Friday, and today is Friday. First thing I do every single morning, Friday morning when I get to my office, is do my follow-up. That's why this live doesn't go live till 10 a.m. I got to get my follow-up done first. And then I can go live and share with you guys. So it's very, very important, and it does take time. But how do you know where to get started, and is it worth it? Absolutely, yes, it's worth it. So let's talk a little bit about how you can get started. Who you know versus who knows you. That's can be a little confusing for some people, but it's very important, okay? It's not who you know, it's who knows you. Like I just said, if you follow me on social media, you know follow-up is an important piece of my business. And that I believe that it's very important for all professionals and all business owners to implement that into their business in whichever way it works best for them. Now, the way I do it may not work the best for everybody because all our businesses are different, right? So you have to implement it in a way that you know is going to work for you and your prospects, your clients, and those that's in your network, okay? So it's not who you know, it's who knows you. Making connections leads to conversations. Conversations lead to opportunities. Beyond making connections, it's vital to spend time nurturing those connections as they come in and in unexpected ways down the road as well. Like I said before, I was part of virtual assistant communities in the very beginning, and that's where my network started, right? Yes, I'm still a part of those communities. However, I have moved on to others and I'm making connections and building my network in other communities as well. But that doesn't mean that I forget or just don't stay connected with those that I met in the very beginning, because I still do. So even, back in 2018, when I first started my business, and all those people I met in the very beginning that helped me get my business up going, all those connections that I made, I'm still connected to them today. Now, do I have conversations with them as often as I did probably back then? Probably not. However, I still can stay connected on a periodic basis, and we do schedule possible a one-on-one conversation to kind of catch up. So there's original coffee chats that you can have to get to know someone, when you first meet them. Then there's also catch-up coffee chats, okay? That is with those that you have met or has been a part of your network for quite some time. And you can create schedule a coffee chat to have a catch-up call, kind of see what's going on with each other, what's new with them and their business, because they're probably not at the same point where they were when you first met them and had that first coffee chat, right? So in order to be able to continue to support each other, you still have to stay up to date with what's going on with each other and each other's business, okay? So beyond making connections, it's vital to spend time nurturing those connections, as they will come in handy in unexpected ways down the road. Like I said, those I met in the beginning, I still stay in contact with today. It allows connections to vouch for you, okay? So those relationships I made in the very beginning can still vouch for me, because yes, I'm still Lisa DeToffel. I still own Tiger Eye Solution, which is a virtual assistant business. However, with those catch-up calls, they can learn what I might have going on that's new that I didn't have in the very, very beginning, right? So you need to develop connections to the point where they may vouch for you. Connections do not usually approach you just because they know you. They vouch for you because they know you are worth vouching for. Let me say that again. They vouch for you because they know you are worth vouching for. Like I said, I'm a part of various different networking communities now. I have numerous referral partners, and that's what referral partners do. That's why making these connections are so important. Some of those other virtual assistants will never actually possibly work together. Some of us we may team up and do something together, but however, I'm not going to become their client. They're not going to become my client. Some of them we may, some of them we may not. However, we can still vouch for each other. They are virtual assistants and they have their own business just like I do. So maybe within their business, they do something totally different than what Tiger Eye Solution does. So if I happen to meet someone that is in need of those specific services that I know they specialize in and offer, then I can refer that person to them, right? We are still supporting each other because we're staying connected. We're nurturing our relationship on a regular basis, okay? So again, they will vouch for you because they know you are worth vouching for. Similar connections are a method to advertise your skills, not a replacement of having skills. So again, when they're vouching for you, they are saying, okay, we don't offer, Tiger, my business doesn't offer this specific service that you're in need of. However, I know that Sally Smith does. Would you like me to make a warm introduction to Sally Smith? You can have a conversation with her and y'all can go from there, right? I just make the introduction. Then Sally takes over and takes it from there, right? Okay. Personally, connections are not a metric of skill. They are a metric of experience and trust. Let me say that again. Connections are not a metric of skill. They are a metric of experience and trust. I just showed you that. Me and Sally Smith's been connected since back in 2018 when I first started my business. We've had lots of experiences together, right? We've had numerous conversations. We've nurtured our relationship. Therefore, we have built that know, like, and trust factor with each other. She knows me. I know her. We know and like each other too. That's why I would not hesitate to refer John Jones or whomever I'm talking with that needs that specific service that I know she offers. I wouldn't hesitate not one bit. I don't do that. My business doesn't offer that. So I would definitely refer them to her so they can get their needs met, right? Approach connections with an agenda. Now, this can be used in networking events, whether you're online or in person, okay? So life is about connections above and beyond your business, right? So even you get to know them a little bit on a personal level too. Yes, y'all might be power partners professionally and make referrals to each other, but you also want to get to know them a little bit on a personal level too. That helps build that know, like, and trust factor, right? So you never know what role someone may play and how you may be able to make a profound difference for them or how they may be able to help you. So you want to have that professional relationship, but you also want to have a little bit of a personal relationship. You want to know a little bit about their personal life as well. Like just when I was talking about myself earlier and telling you about my fly and sharing my family with you, that's my personal life, right? However, that my personal life also has an impact on my professional life too, right? And I'm sure it's the same for you. So when you approach a new connection opportunities with no agenda other than learning about the person behind the business, we open up communication to a deeper level. So let me say that again. When you approach a new connection, you just met someone new, a new connection opportunity, okay? You're going to meet someone with no agenda other than learning about the person behind the business. We open up communication to a deeper level, right? My entire entrepreneur career has been based on those solid connections, okay? Building those solid connections. I just shared all that with you, right? So people will never forget how you made them feel, whether it's been a professional relationship, personal relationship, or whatever. But, and I also shared too, even my past career. So my current career and my past career, the biggest and most worthwhile opportunities have come from the connections that I've made. Right? And it can work the same way for you. So connections give us an opportunity to help others. And by helping others, we're advocating for our business and our brands, right? Especially if you're a service-based business like mine is. That's what you're in business for, right? Is to help others. So there's a quote out there that says, people will never forget how you made them feel. People will never forget how you make them feel. So it may take several years before someone remembers something nice that you did for them, but that could manifest into an opportunity that could transform your business. Don't expect anything in return in the future, but welcome it when it does happen, because it probably will happen sometime in the future. You're not going to expect it, and you're not going to know when it's going to happen, but it will happen. So I've made many connections that haven't manifested into anything. However, I've also made many connections that have manifested into a lot. I have numerous referral partners. I have a very large network, right? Because I've been in business since 2018, and it started there, and has done nothing but grown ever since. And you can do the same thing for you and your business. So if you have any questions about anything that I shared today about networking and making those connections that are so important to you and your business, drop your questions in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. If you're watching this live, thank you so much for being here with me today. If you're watching it on the replay, please use #replay if you're watching this later. And again, if you're watching on YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel. That way you'll be notified whenever we go live. Until next week, everyone have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon.